When you go see a play, people don't on stage don't wear suits because they're on stage. They're wearing what is going to help tell the story that they're trying to tell. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel it should be. So next time people see somebody that has on the Scully and a t-shirt and jeans and sneakers, something like that, you might think, hey, he might be a jazz piano player. He might not be about to rob me or a gangster rapper. Either. Yo, what up, y'all? This is Robert Glasper. Welcome to Enemies, Friends Like These.
Yo, what's up? This is your boy Denzel Curry. Welcome to Enemies, Friends Like These.
I called Denzel for my album Fuck Your Feelings.
Fuck Your Feelings.
And I called Denzel to do a verse on this song that I have called This Changes Everything.
Yes.
So, and a matter of fact, I feel like, we met in Europe though at a festival.
Yeah. Yes,
that's where we met. At that big festival.
Because of Terrence, there's Christian Scott was there.
Yeah, my Art Plus R band.
Princess Nokia, Mick Jenkins, we was all backstage.
Mick Jenkins, everybody was back there. Yep.
This was the funniest time because this was the first time I met Robert. And Robert, he was killing it on the piano. Next thing you know, he got up rapping. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this shit it threw me off because at the end, I was like, man, that was a dope set. He was like, set? Nigga, we freestyled that. I was like, what?
The whole set was freestyle. Exactly.
Like 45 minutes worth of freestyling.
Yeah, because we weren't used to playing an audience like that. It was like thousands of people, and they was ready to rock and move. They didn't want to sit there and hear no jazz. I could tell it wasn't the vibe. So we were like, yo, we got to make these people move, and we got to do some shit that's hype. So we got to do some shit we ain't have it done. So we literally just went up there and made up vibes for 45 minutes. You know what I mean? And it worked. Felt good. You know what I'm saying? We rocked the shit. You know what I'm saying? Denzel saw the rap god in person, me.
Oh, man. Here you go.
Got your little influence on, you know what I mean? It's all good. Then after that, that's when I called a few months later, or maybe a few years later, that's when I called Denzel to be on my album, Fuck Your Feelings.
Yes. And he was telling me that Buddy was already on it. And I think you were talking about working with Corday or some of the sort at that time.
Yeah, Corday was on the album. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, okay. All right, I see what's going on. I got the verse. I got the song, and I was like, oh, shit. And then I just started writing. And then we sent it right back, and that's how it went down.
Boom.
Man, I remember when I first heard it. First, I didn't hear it for some time, but I heard everybody was putting together like the remixes and stuff for Unlocked Volume 2. I mean, 1.5. It was not even 2. So I'm listening to all the stuff. They was like, yeah, we sent it to Smino. And I was like, so y'all niggas ain't gonna send it to me? Like, that's crazy. Like, I didn't know who was gonna send it. I didn't hear nothing. They were just like, yeah, I got the song you sent me. I was like, what I sent? You know what I mean?
Right. Because you was over here at the studio. You was at my crib with Terrace. Remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, the remix shit is going to be crazy. You were like, I haven't heard it yet. I remember that.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, he played. I'm like, and then I was like, bro, who's that singing in the background? He was like, man, that's my wife. And I was like, what? And then like, that was your wife, nice
girl,
lady, nice Cuban, Afro-Cuban lady, cool.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, damn, it's like this shit funky. This is I was like, this shit was, I was like, I seen all types of colors when I was listening to it. It became one of my favorite tracks from him. After hearing all the Unlocked remixes, and then I was just like, there were certain ones I liked and certain ones I didn't like, so we had to fix them. But that one, it already stuck out with the original with just me on it. And then when Smino came in, like the funny thing about this track is Smino did his verse and said, we got Currys in my family, we might be cousins. And sure enough, this man actually was my cousin.
So Smino's your cousin?
Smino's my blood cousin, yes.
That's crazy, bro.
We found out we have the same uncle. My grandfather's brother is his uncle.
Look at that. That's crazy. Now y'all got to do an EP called Family Ties.
Nah, it's not even Family Ties. He was like, we need to name it Country Cousins. And I was just like, why don't it just be called Cousins? Like,
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly how it went down. Because when I got asked to do the remix, my girl was pregnant at the time, and so I was bringing her to the studios with me when I was doing stuff, and to make sure everything cool. We were about to pop. We didn't know when it was gonna be, and she was just on the couch, and I just came up with the idea that. And at first I was like, I need somebody to sing. I'm gonna try to sing it. But she's Cuban and she has a real dope voice that sounds like a sample. You know what I mean? People even ask me, what's that sample? You know what I mean? So I was like, can you hum this? Because she's the singer anyway. She hum this, blah, blah, blah. She did it real quick. I was like, oh yeah, that's the vibe right there.
I was like, yo, snap.
That's it.
That's what sold it. That is what sold it. And the way you came in, do.
Yeah.
Do.
Yeah.
Do. And then to the oh man, sound like some it sounded like something straight out of Cowboy Bebop. I was like, or Samurai Champloo or something. I was like, man, this is tight.
Right.
It just fit those vibes. But yeah, man, that's how So Incredible happened.
Boom. That's it. Yo, could you tell us a little more about the 1.5 project, good sir? Unlock.
As I was saying, Robert, see, the Unlock 1.5 is going to be the live version of, I'm just kidding. 1.5 is basically everybody's take on the original Unlock. So you got people like Jay Versace, of course, Robert Glasper.
With my skippity-bippity-bebops. All you gonna do is skippity-bippity. I died laughing.
We had to. It was like, all right, jazz nigga. Like, but yeah, man. But it was just everyone's take on this one project. Even with certain rappers like Joey Badass, Kenny Mason, Smino, my cousin. Who else is on there? Even Sango did some stuff on there. Did I say Joey Badass? Oh, Arlo Parks also. And Benny the Butcher. Like, it's just bars everywhere. You know what I mean?
Right. That's dope.
Like,
I haven't heard from Joey in a minute. Miss Joey.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like with this type of stuff, with Unlock, it's not resurrecting any old hip hop. It's not. It's literally just being like, yo, this shit is hard. And I'm not talking about hard as in HARD. I'm talking about hard, like HAWD.
I was about to say HAUD. One of the two.
Hard. Or you could do the Cali version, horde, like HORD. Horde. That shit horde.
It's horde.
Yo,
it's horde. The car.
Yeah, chill with the cuz language now. Chill with the cuz. Rabbit. Master Rabbit. Rabbit. How is the response to your critically acclaimed, Grammy-nominated, about to be Grammy Award-winning album, Fuck Your Feelings?
The response was great. It was absolutely. First of all, people were kind of taken back because the way I promoted it, I woke up one day here in LA at the spot. And I was like, I want to do something weird to promote it. So I literally walked to the tattoo shop on the corner. I got a video. I walked to the tattoo shop and I asked them, do y'all have an opening now? They were like, we'll have an opening in an hour. I called my camera guy and he came down and he videoed me walking into the tattoo shop and just getting this Fuck Your Feelings tattoo.
Oh, God.
So he videoed it. And that was the promotion for the album. I didn't even talk about the album before then. All you saw was a video of me getting Fuck Your Feelings tattooed on my arm with This Changes Everything playing in the background. You know what I mean? And that was like, boom. That's how that was the thing. But the reception was awesome. People loved it. You know what I mean? And I had a lot of poetry on there. I had a lot of rappers. I had, Buddy, Corday, Rhapsody, Denzel, of course, Herbie Hancock, Sir on there, Andre Day, Bilal. It was just an all-star cast.
It was an all-star cast. It's like it's like you directed your own movie, you know what I mean? And
exactly.
You just like, man, every good movie needs an all-star cast. So like if you got a Martin Scorsese, something like that. Yeah. He might get Jonah Hill, or he might get Leonardo DiCaprio, or you know, or somebody like Rob Reiner. And you was like, well, who are my Leos and my Rob Reiners and everything? Exactly. That's how that all came about.
Exactly. So exactly. The album was just like, it was just kind of just like whatever. It was my mixtape. I called it mixtape. You know, the fucking feelings mixtape. Really.
What are mixtapes anymore?
I think mixtapes give you the license to just do random ass shit. When you hear the word mixtape, it don't have to make sense. Albums, people feel like it's an album, it has to be cohesive, track to track. You think too much with an album. A mixtape, you'd be like, nah,
just go ahead. Just throw it all on.
It's the thought.
How many tracks you want? 20? Cool.
Yeah. And I think it's like 17 tracks on that bitch too. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a mixtape.
Or it just could be a long ass album.
A long ass. But the mixtape made it just feel different. It made it feel, you know, just unapologetic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
especially stuff we was talking about on there, and you know, it was just like, fuck it.
It was just raw.
Super raw.
That's how it's supposed to be. I feel like all music should be like that. I feel like motherfuckers be conforming with music. And like sometimes people do gotta conform if they want to be on radio or whatever the case may be. I just make music to make music. If they get on radio, cool. I know I got the radio hit, but I like doing shit like this. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And a lot of people use the radio hit to feed the rest of the shit because now they have the platform to do everything else. So some people consciously say, okay, I need one radio hit, and I can then that pays for everything else I want to do.
Yep, that is me.
Yeah, for sure. I'm the same way. You know, one thing they got, I'll give you one. The mother 11 though, those are mine.
Yeah. You get the one. Radio, you get this one. Just play it. One. Yep. Everybody else, y'all get this shit. But it's gonna all make sense.
Exactly.
Man, let me tell you something, enemy. I know we're supposed to be interviewing each other. I'm interviewing Robert, and Robert interviewing me, but you the secret hand. You like the CIA, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? You trying to get us to ask these questions and answer these questions. So let me tell you, enemy, of how we, as in Robert and Denzel, made this platform gangster when we were performing. This changes everything. So when we was there, first day, everybody came in several different outfits. And we was like, all right, cool. We had to film that. 2, 3, maybe 3 separate performances. 2 were inside, 1 was outside.
Yeah.
And when we were performing This Changes Everything, we already knew what was up because the day before we was rehearsing the shit. And we knew that was going to be the one where people was going to be like, and then we just started improvising whatever it was. Like there's some cuts. I don't know if y'all going to see it, but I actually spit a verse from Asheru from the Boondocks. Like over what's happening. We also quoted The Far Side from the When It's Time to Bust a Rhyme, It's Jiggable Time. Like we was having a good time just making the music and making everything happen. And we was just improvising the same way he was improvising on stage in Europe. We improvised some of the stuff that we was working on in that atmosphere, and we was changing the clothes on top of that. And it gave me a depth to like look how performances maybe in the future is going to be. Because people started to show up and started to look, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I haven't performed in front of people in a long time, and excuse my French, in front of black people in a long time, because it's just like, dog, majority of my fans are white.
Yeah.
Oh, can't really? Even lie. Can't even sit there and fludge. Like, you know what I'm saying? Black people tell you how it is. You feel me? Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt good to be out there and see all them people come. The kids, too. You know, seeing all the kids come, too, because they was playing, where were we at?
Leimert Park.
Leimert Park, that's right. And before we played, remember, it was like a college band or something, a bunch of kids playing outside.
Yeah, that was during the day, and we was performing inside.
Yeah, but while we was doing inside, they were outside. Yep. So they stuck around when they saw us walking around, saw me and people walking around and stuff. So it was like, oh, okay, cool. So they stuck around, the parents stuck around. So it kind of felt like a community performance we were doing, but we really weren't. That wasn't the plan, but it worked out.
Yeah, it just happened on the fly, and that's what made it cool. Because at the end, people were like clapping and shit. I'm like, man, They, you know, that shit made me nervous because it was just like, yo, we stuck in quarantine and this is the best way to give a performance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was strange to me, you know? What motivates you as a musician?
Man, honestly, people, you know, especially now being that we're in the times where you can literally hear people, hear their thoughts, what they think about your music, what your music has done for them. You know what I mean? So just having people say, oh, your music changed my life. I got married to your music. Your music has stopped me from, you know, committing suicide. I've had that. All those things, you know, just like, you know, seeing how your music is a real fixture in someone else's life and is helping them in some way. That's what it does for me. That's literally what makes me want to do it, and that keeps me going. You know, and now I can go through comments on IG. You know what I mean, and see, because a lot of times I would get those from people when I do live shows. You know, after the show or something, I'll talk to the fans or something. People will tell me things, but now we have IG and stuff. People can tell me immediately, like, yo, you know, I had people be like, yo, an hour ago, you know, I was thinking about doing something else, and you know, your music,
and your show really helped me.
All that stuff, you know, and that to me is the highest amount, the greatest compliment. It's not about, oh, you play so good, you played fast, you did this. It's about how the music really hits you and what it does for your life, you know.
That's good.
What about you, Denzel?
What about me? Shit, I like the fact that I could be able to do other stuff, but it's powered by what I was given. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're just rapping and making albums and stuff like that. What motivates me is to be better than what I was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't just come from a musical level or artistic level. It just comes from just a life level. You know what I mean? Because like, I feel like people get that misconstrued with what's going on. Like, if you got this and you got that, but like, what motivates me is life, period. You know, because I go through so much things in life, and I went through so much things in life where I was able to use that and, you know, I use that in my stories to push me in the right direction. And if it helped people along the way, then that's great. You know what I mean? Like, if it teach people something, then that's great. You know, if they could turn up to it, you know, at least hate it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it makes you feel a certain type of way. So evoking emotion and just stuff like that, and just getting people to feel something, that's what I would say motivates me. And it doesn't just matter with just music. It's just art and life and philosophy and stuff like that.
Other than me, Denzel, who's your favorite artist of all time?
Whoa. You was a fan first. Let's get this started. I would say out of all artists, it'll be Andre 3000. You know what I'm saying? But the first artist I ever like bought an album because I liked the music from front to back was Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe. Where?
Lupe is still there as artist.
Which one? Liquor and Food and Liquor?
Food and Liquor was the first album I ever bought in my life.
Gotcha.
Ever.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I got like, I'm from the South. Of course, you're already gonna be into Andre. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So of course he's gonna be my favorite.
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't feel like there was a lot of artists I could relate to. So there's him, there's Lupe Fiasco, there's Kid Cudi, and then I got into the heavier stuff like 3 6 Mafia, UGK, Big L, Odd Future, of course, because those guys pretty much was the first guys to recognize what I was doing and everybody in Raider Clan was doing at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's just a plethora of things. And even stuff like R&B, like I like Sade. You know what I mean? I love heavy metal stuff. I love Slayer and like Bad Brains and stuff like that. Like, you could hear it in my music.
Yep.
You feel me? All these components come from different parts and different things I grew up with. Like, I like Aretha Franklin. I love MF Doom. Like, I love Madlib. Like, I got so many different tastes and stuff. Shit. Like, I even like Trick Daddy, Trina, Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the crib. You know, Iceberg, Ball Greasy. I used to listen to all that stuff. I was just a child of music, you know?
Yeah, I'm the same exact way. My mom was a musician, a singer, and she sung all styles of music, gospel, R&B, jazz. You know what I mean? So in our household, you didn't know from day to day what was going to be playing on the CD player or the radio or whatever. You know what I mean? It could be some jazz stuff. It could be Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday, to Aretha Franklin, to Mahalia Jackson, to the Isley Brothers, to she loved Broadway stuff, to Liza Minnelli, all kinds of stuff she loved. You know what I mean? So that's where I got my first artist ever that I was like head over heels, like, oh my gosh, Michael Jackson. And
Michael Jackson? Oh man, let me tell you about Michael Jackson.
Look, my dad took me in 1985, took me to the Victory Tour concert in Houston. So I went to a Michael Jackson concert when I was 7. I'll never forget it. I'll never ever forget that, bro. It was amazing, bro. And he's been my favorite artist ever since then. It was just like, I wanted to be Michael. I had the jacket, the shoes, the glitter, the socks with the glitter on it, the glove with the glitter on it. I used to moonwalk in class and get in trouble at school, And then once I got into playing jazz, I got into Chick Corea real heavy. Rest in peace. He just passed away. And Herbie Hancock, you know what I mean? That's my bro. Then, of course, the Stevie Wonders of the world. And, it's not wonders of the world. There's one Stevie. Let's be clear about that.
Man, but, I feel you about playing the music and stuff like that, because like the range would be so crazy, because I have brothers that's born in the 80s. My mom's born in the 60s and my dad's born in the 50s. So I got everything. And then my grandmothers were still alive at this point. So they liked music that I didn't know. Like my grandma Baker, she would be playing like James Brown and stuff. My dad would be playing Norman Brown. And actually the first concert I ever went to was a Norman Brown concert.
My dad loves Norman Brown.
Like Norman Brown, man.
To this day,
it was crazy. I remember it like it was yesterday, man. Like I was a kid. My dad was like, yeah, we're going to this concert. And I was like, what, 4? I was like 4. And I seen this guy on stage playing the guitar. And I was like, and the music sounded dope. And I was just like, yo, I could do that. Like I had a little t-shirt under. He took his shirt off and he had a t-shirt on. And he was still playing the guitar. And I was like, oh, me too. And I was just like, I remember all that, man. Like that was the first concert I remember, actually.
Word. Dope.
All right, but what was your first show like, though? And then I'll share what was mine like.
The thing about musicians is we play shows with so many other people for their shows. So I was just a piano player for other people for so long. You know what I mean? From like 97 till 2005.
97?
That's when that's when I moved. Look, I moved to New York in 1997 for college. And my first year of college, I met Bilal.
Damn, Robert.
And we started doing shows and he got signed. But so I was doing shows with Bilal and Mos Def and all these other people between 97 and 2005 before I got signed and got my own thing. But I don't remember the first show. I do remember the first sold out show. I could tell you that. The first sold out show was this very prominent jazz club in New York called the Village Vanguard. And it was like 2005. My album just came out. My album Canvas just came out. It was my first major label release on Blue Note. And Village Vanguard is one of them clubs that people from all over come and they get in buses and they just go. A lot of times they don't even know who's playing. They just go because you got to go to the Vanguard if you go to New York. If you visit New York, you go to the Vanguard. You don't even know who's playing a lot of times, but it's going to be there. People are going to go. And so I remember walking past the line. I was like, wow, I want to walk past the line. It was all the way down the street. And I want to walk. And I remember walking past the line and all these older white people was looking at me and kind of like, the grab your purse, put your purse close to you.
Clutch your pearls.
Clutch your purse vibes, and kind of looking at me like, what are you doing here? This is the jazz club kind of vibe. Like, what do you, because I look like this. I always dressed like I dress. You know what I mean? I've never been one of them people where it's like, if we're playing jazz, we have to wear a suit. And a lot of people do that because you fucking lose your identity once you do that. You're invisible.
It's conformist.
It's a conformist thing. Yeah, we had to wear suits back in the day because that's the only time you would get respect or a little bit of respect. So it was imperative that Black people wore suits in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, and 50s, and 60s, and when they were playing jazz. You had to wear a suit and you had to go into the kitchen. You weren't even allowed to go into the front. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you couldn't fraternize with the audience. You know what I mean? So now, fast forward, it's 2000s, and I got my Scully on, my jeans, my T-shirt, and they don't know that it's my jazz trio they're coming to see. You know what I mean? So it made me feel good. It made me feel like, damn, why are you looking at me? That's crazy. You're looking at me like that. But it's like, well, y'all just paid $60 a ticket to see me. So surprise. So when I walked in there, you know what I mean? Then I go to the stage. They're like, oh, this is who we came to. I thought you were going to be a rapper. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Like, no, they do that though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that was my first time with the wake up call. Like, okay, this is what it is. You know what I mean? And I want to kill the stereotype. Absolutely. And I feel like I'm killing the stereotype by staying how I look. When I play, no matter what how prestigious the place is. When I played Carnegie Hall, I dressed like I dress. You know what I mean? But it was sold out, and it was a great show. And you came. It's like a play. When you go see a play, people on stage don't wear suits because they're on stage. They're wearing what is going to help tell the story that they're trying to tell. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel it should be. So next time people see somebody that has on the Scully and a T-shirt and jeans and sneakers, something like that, you might think, hey, he might be a jazz piano player. He might not be about to rob me or a gangster rapper. You remember your first show?
Yeah, I do. That was back with Raider Clan and like Space Ghost Perk. That was like a long time ago. I remember my oldest brother, man, he came with us. And like, it was a group called Old Grime. It was another group called Metro Zoo. And it was us. It was Raider Clan. And we were all, and it was this other group called Major 118. Like, and we was all performing at this one show. And it's funny because me and my manager, who managed me to this day, his name is Mark, we actually met at that show because we was friends on Facebook already, but he wasn't trying to manage me. He was just like trying to link me with this other rapper named Jay Nix. And I was just like, ain't that you, nigga? Like, he was like, nah, it's somebody else and stuff. And then he didn't expect me to like remember him or whatever the case may be. And then as soon as he walked in the door, I'm like, Mark, what's up, man? And then he was like, oh shit, what's up? It's like, nigga, it's me, it's Denzel. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So just seeing a 16-year-old kid, but this was like my first show, man, and the rest was history. It wasn't sold out or nothing like that. People knew, if you knew, you were there. Like, if you didn't know, you most likely wasn't coming.
Right.
But like, yeah, man, it was just crazy, man. It was a crazy time as a teenager. And that was like, it was like I was living a double life.
You got any joints on repeat that you're checking out these days? Any new artists or any artists you're banging out right now that you like?
What's been on repeat? There's nothing really been on repeat for me. I listened to the album. I listened to it for about a week or two, and then I just get back to my regular scheduled programs. So it's not even like rappers or anybody I'm listening to at this moment. But a few months ago, it was Kid Cudi, because that album to me was, I feel like that was like real important for the culture if you grew up listening to it. Man on the Moon Part 3.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Sonically, I'm not really listening to anybody though. And if I do listen to somebody, it's just gonna be the full body of work. It's not just one song on repeat.
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm just listening. I'm which I got to holler at you about. I'm trying to finish up this Black Radio 3 album. So I've been in the studio. I've been in the studio doing that, and so I'm just, when I listen to something, it's listening to the joints from that and editing songs. Trying to get this record together. Yeah. So, and when I'm doing that, I mostly don't listen to other stuff on purpose. You know what I mean? I just listen to that stuff I'm doing because I don't like to be like,
jaded
jaded. Yeah, exactly. I kind of like to be in my own world. I mean, as much as you can. You're going to hear other music, you know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily like
have to indulge in it.
Yeah. I'm just in my own thing for a few months trying to figure this out, Yeah. So that's where I'm at with it right now.